better. I'm talking about the things we're going to talk about tonight, and there is just so much that has happened in the precision rifle world.
Definitely.
Since 2.5 months ago when we last did our last episode. So, look, there is much to discuss. So I bought new guns. You've bought other things. You've got rebuilds happening. There's competitions coming up. There's new organisations, old organisations, all sorts of bits and pieces. I honestly am a bit overwhelmed. I'm not sure where to delve into this all. What's top of your mind?
All right. Well, I guess something that's massive that's come out lately. I know you've mentioned it to me. IPRF.
Yep, the International Precision Rifle Federation. Sure.
That sounds like a pretty big deal. Very exciting there. What else were you thinking about?
So we snuck a little video up last night to tease out some PRS stuff, which is just on the verge of kicking in. Which hopefully for those watching, the little inside word, massive news. Friday there should be details about the season. Not a whole lot of details because things are being finalised, but first match and information about that should start coming out, filtering through, and looking like this will be the biggest season ever.
Wow.
We've had. So a couple of more matches, hopefully in the works as well.
Yep.
So COVID may have slowed us down, but we are
bouncing back.
Bouncing back.
Fantastic.
Into it. So
I know there's one coming up at Monado, and I think people are very, very keen for that. So
there you go. Andy's spilling all the beans tonight. Look at him go.
Oh, no, not all of them. Got to keep some beans for myself.
You're a bean deficient bloke. I think you should hold on to a few. I don't know what that means.
Straight over my head.
Straight over your head. Well, let's talk about the podcast because that's what we're here. That's what we're doing. That's what people might have been missing. I'm not sure, but anyway, there's a few people in the chat. So
I was missing it.
Yeah, good. I was as well. So we have a new little studio. We also haven't mentioned, but Josh is here. Josh is the general, I was going to say videographer, but general tech, photo, video, streaming sort of guy for Impact Dynamics and bits and pieces. So he's hiding there. There's no camera on him. In fact, there's no camera even near him. But occasionally you might be able to hear him. Josh, is your microphone on?
Yeah, it is now.
There he is. Yeah. Okay, good. So Josh is here, and you'll probably, you hear him from time to time. You see him from time to time perhaps as well. And Andy and I, because this year the podcast will tweak a little bit. I'm shooting more, back to reloading. You've got big hopes and dreams to shoot.
Man, I've had many hopes and dreams.
But you're going to enact some of them this year.
Yeah, this year it's really want to try and step up again. From being away for so long, I feel like I've taken a few steps back. So, and obviously with the new barrel, new cartridge, I'll be pretty well, not starting from square one, but starting from square one with a new caliber.
A lot of it would feel like, and same for me, it's been so long since I've done it on a consistent basis. It certainly has felt like a restart. Restart with a good amount of knowledge and experience, but tell you what,
putting it into practice is definitely
there's a massive gap between like I know this stuff and actually putting it into play and going, actually, I know this. Why did I do this completely the wrong way? But anyway.
Why did I just send 10 rounds in 30 seconds when I had a minute and a half?
And I didn't hit a single one of them.
Yeah, that's it.
So the goal of the podcast, certainly this year, is to really track our journeys and the lessons we learn, the decisions we make, and especially the big one, the mistakes we make.
That's it. Yep.
And so the plan is to actually stream all of our episodes, so there will be a video content as well. So we'll be here sitting in front of people doing whatever it is we do, and keeping an eye on the comments. So there's going to be a good opportunity for people to interact.
Yep.
And then also we have so hopefully you'll remember Bronte. Bronte's not disappearing completely either. Bronte is still being involved. He's not being able to shoot as much and works flat out for him and things like that. So Bronte, as well as a couple other sort of fairly common guests and perhaps some new ones, are going to be, and we have to find a name for them, Andy. So that's the mission. We're going to
brainstorm that one.
We're going to take some advice from our viewers tonight.
We want strictly serious responses.
Well, that's it. I mean, you're here taking minutes. I can see that. So we've gotten pretty serious, but challenge, or the guys are going to join us, and they're going to join us every couple of months. We're going to have one of the guys come in and join us, sitting over here, and they're going to have chosen a topic and spend a couple of months delving into that topic. So, and then, precision rifle related, adjacent, something that is of interest that would be interesting to talk about for an hour with someone who has researched and found some really interesting details about whatever it might be.
Yeah, yep.
And so they're going to do that. They're going to come in here. They're going to give this is like a school presentation type.
Back in the day, was it show and tell?
Show and tell.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I guess there's a bit of video element. I mean, it's probably a bit more tell and tell.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're bringing much into
tell and teller.
I don't. How long have you been working on that? You've been sitting on that joke?
I have not. No, just good. What's more than tell? It's teller.
Tell and teller. Okay, great. Excellent. Well, on to other magic comedy duos. So Bronte, speaking of which, Bronte is going to be joining us for the first one. Probably, I think we're talking late March, maybe into April. Give him some time to delve into a particular topic.
Yep.
But we've got a few other guests lined up, and so it's going to be those particular episodes are going to be a real deep dive into a particular area. I've got all sorts of interesting topics, ideas, and stuff. But I've also I want to allow whomever I don't know what we call these guys, the research ambassadors or the guys that know more than others. That doesn't narrow it down. That's anyway, whoever we identify them as, or they can identify themselves as, I guess, in this day and age.
And whatever gender they want to be as well.
Or multiple.
It's all good.
They will delve into that. And where was I going? I completely lost my train of thought now that we talked about the names and stuff. But anyway, they're going to come in with a really good knowledge of it and present to us.
Yep.
So those episodes are going to be really good outside of our journey, outside of the lessons that we are learning and sharing.
Yep.
They're going to bring a whole stack of knowledge to bomb out in one episode.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a really good plan. And I'm looking forward to it because obviously when someone knows so much about a certain topic and they know like deep down the fundamentals or what's really the core of that topic, people like us and the listeners might have you might think of them as silly questions, but really it can go a long way with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I've got plenty of silly questions. So, but we'll save them for later. So that's coming up. That's I'm looking forward to that, guys. If hopefully this is of interest to those listening, the way we're sort of going to take this and follow our stuff. So now we talked about organisations and all sorts of stuff happening. So IPRF, we'll get into that in a moment.
Yep.
NRL 22, Adam Quinn has successfully got that up and running for the rimfire side of things.
Fantastic.
Which I am wrapped with because we really need good, solid rimfire side of stuff in this country to grow the sport. And I think the NRL 22 model works really, really well.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with that model, are you familiar with it at all, Andy?
Not a whole lot, no. Okay, I know I started with a lot of 22 stuff early on.
Yep.
But to be honest, I haven't delved into it for a while now.
Yeah. Well, that's true, isn't it? Because you really came from that 22 world, from the competition side of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess like a lot of people, it's a really good starting place. Ammo's cheap. But yeah, fantastic place to learn and start and learn all the fundamentals and then to grow from there. But yeah, now that it's really taking off, or these new, what do you call them? Formats are coming in, competitions, it's really going to boost the sport, and I think the level of people participating in shooters will grow.
Oh, the skill level is going to grow, and I just think that pure the numbers is exciting. So, so the NRL works on the basis, or at least this is my limited understanding from really good chats with Adam the last week or so. They basically, the course of fire is collectively put out around the world,
right?
And so we would. If we were shooting an NRL match, we will shoot the same match that month that a club in Queensland or a club in Utah or a club in, I don't know wherever else they are, but wherever it might be, we're shooting effectively the same match.
Right.
Maybe with an extra stage or two that are related and not part of the scoring system, but part of our club scoring system, perhaps. And so that takes care of the course of fire. They're relatively simple barricades, sort of easy to procure, and same with the targets, all sort of set targets. And so we go ahead and do that, and then I believe, and you know what? Let's get Adam on the show next episode. We'll give him a call and we'll get the breakdown because we'll
delve into it.
I'm gonna ruin it if I try and summarize it. But something along the lines of you get we'll come together at the end of the year or something like that and choose a finale sort of stuff. So I believe is on the cards, but as I said, let's get Adam on, get it directly from him what his plans, because I think the plans are very much evolving.
Yeah, I mean I've already got a question about that, so
okay, good. Well,
we'll save that.
Let's save that. Let's get.
I better write that down.
Adam, if you write that down, put it in the minutes. But in the minutes will be available within the next 3 years. Possibly.
If you can read scribble, you're good.
So that's exciting. So we'll get Adam on, and so perhaps if you guys listening, you've got any questions, drop them through to. I mean, just hit up Adam at 3GT, but you can ping us by next 2 weeks, and we'll see if we can get Adam on the show and put them to him. So
yeah, no, fantastic.
That would be good. Highly encourage people to support, and that's currently running in Queensland, but it will spread out, which is excellent. So if you're in Brisbane-ish area. You can jump onto it, and I think they've got another match coming up in weeks. And so, perhaps jump onto that if you're up that way, and then it'll be more locations around the country in time to come.
Definitely.
PRS as well, related news. In the Centerfire world, the season is launching, whole stack of matches, more matches. We did cover that, didn't we?
Briefly,
briefly. So that's
watch
exciting.
this space, or watch.
So there will be a couple of videos. So if you're brand new to PRS, you're not sure how it works, what it is, all that sort of gear, there's going to be a couple of videos we're putting together in the next couple of days that'll go out through Impact Dynamics.
Yep.
And they are going to answer a whole stack of those questions.
Nice.
So I think we've got a Q&A one from a stack of questions that have come in from various people. We've got one video that's going to clarify the classifications, the categories, and the divisions.
Nice.
Because effectively those three terms could mean the same thing.
Yep. There's a bit of crossover possibly, or
there isn't. No,
there isn't.
They're very distinct.
Awesome.
Well, I guess you potentially as a shooter could qualify in all of them, or some of them, or something along those lines. So I'm going to be clear as to what they all are and how they work. And then we'll do another video, which is going to be something along the lines of like a brief overview of how it works, how you get your points and how the points are calculated and that sort of thing, as well as perhaps sort of top 10 things you need to know before shooting a match. So that's...
What are the videos called? PRS for Dummies? I'll be there.
Maybe below if I'm gonna be doing them anyway. So that's all exciting. So that's all happening as well. The IPRF. Now this is one that I've been connected to and involved with from the Australian point of view. But Andy, let me give a quick overview and then you can talk about it. But the concept is that there is this. You can ask questions, I guess, is probably the thing. And if anyone's listening or watching what we're doing, if you're live, ping us in the comments on YouTube. And if you are listening, drop us a message through Insta or Facebook, however you can get through to us. So the idea is that it will be a world representative body with currently we're hoping, working towards potentially 40 countries or more.
Wow.
And so the idea will be that there will be a big match every couple of years from a Centerfire and hopefully some other bits and pieces. But there's a big sort of match that you qualify in your country for, and then Australia will send over a team of. The numbers keep growing. Actually, there's quite a few places to go, but we're talking sort of in around 20-ish people to go as a team. Could be a little bit less, could be a bit more. Details are worked out, and you'll hear that a lot with this. That there's a lot of details to be tidied up and to be worked on. Concept's great. So, and so that will work through matches that are qualified within the various countries, and there will be an organisation set up in Australia that will be elected. Maybe obviously initially you got to get these things started, but after a period of time there'll be elections for the members to be able to choose who runs it and who's involved and all those sort of things, and then they will, again, details to come, how they select, what the qualifications are to actually select and make the team to go to the match. And so ambitiously perhaps there is the goal to run a match next year in Spain in June. Obviously, COVID pending, there's lots of unknowns about that regards. We may not be able to leave the country for the rest of this year. Who knows about next year?
Yeah.
But look, the point being that there's some dates in the sand. Things can move if need be, but at least we're working towards a goal. So that's the position as in terms of from what we're doing from Australian point of view with IPRF, and so there's lots of questions, some answers at the moment. Happy to answer anything. A lot of the responses at the moment, unfortunately, it's being worked on, and we will get to a point where we can announce like the details, but also the details have to include like, okay, so in 6 months there's going to be an election for the members to choose, and we want to have, rather than just saying, hey, it's happening, we actually want to have all those details so people can work out what the background to it also as well.
I'm just thinking, wow, to be able to put all that together, gee, there's a lot of working parts, there's a lot of moving parts that's happening behind the scenes there.
Yeah, and look, there's another 4 or 5 guys who are either who are coming on board to fulfil some roles, not necessarily to be there long term. Some of them maybe, but that's going to be up to the members. But at least to get it kicked off, to get us all pointing in the right direction.
Yep.
And then it's going to be I'd be interested to see who gets involved. So,
no, something that surprised me was like sometimes we can get sort of caught up in our little bubble where like obviously we all know that USA is huge. This sort of precision rifle series stuff is huge over there. This sport, and it's been growing in Australia really quickly lately.
Yep.
But gee, some of those other countries, I was like, man, I didn't even realise that they do that.
Yeah, and look, there's some countries that are talking that are purely in principle because they just don't have facilities, but they want to get things established, and
well, that's great.
There is blew my mind as well, the amount of countries that are actually shooting and have their own series that are runnings and their leagues and all sorts of stuff that are going on, and it's super encouraging that this is really this is why it's great to have a worldwide representation. And so, looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. I know that there's challenges in the US of how it all looks, because obviously there's so much going on there that that's more challenging. But certainly from Australia, we're looking really good, man.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So the IPRF, that's sort of like a blanket organisation that covers all the countries, and then each country has its own. Like we've got Precision Rifle Series Australia.
Okay, so we will. It won't be PRS. Will be the governing body. There will be its own.
It's another side.
Another organisation, which will be like an association-based thing. So like a club, really, where you have members and they vote on stuff, and you select a board or committee or whatever word we have to appropriately use, and then that committee works towards a selection sort of process to choose a team and stuff like that. So they're not set out specifically to run matches, to do that sort of thing. They will nominate matches to be qualified, and then sort of at that higher level process that, and then that will be the liaison to the international side of things to go back and forth with rules and suggestions and changes and tweaks and all those sort of things as well.
How long has this been in the pipeline? Because like I said, like this would take months of preparation, wouldn't it?
No. I believe there has been a couple of guys working on the concept for about 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I was informed about it since maybe May, but I've probably really sort of come into actually the conversations in the last couple of months.
Oh, fantastic.
To really bring up to speed. And the guys have done a massive work. So Tiff out of England, Rob out of South Africa, Scott out of Scott and Eric out of the US. But there is also there's quite a few people to say that have been doing all sorts of stuff. So hopefully,
that's awesome.
Hopefully we really see some exciting things about it.
Yeah, well that'll be just a huge. Well, I don't want to sound weird by saying like honour, but like it'd just be awesome to go overseas or like send a crew of Australian guys over and be like, hey, represent.
I can't wait to. I've got zero intention of going as the team. I want to go and help run the events and bits and pieces. I look forward to doing that. But I look forward to seeing that, and
that's it.
For guys who however they can qualify, get over there and represent their country as best possible.
Yeah. Olympics, here we come. Watch out.
75 countries for Olympic sport, by the way.
Well,
don't ask me how I know.
That's all right.
Anyway,
good.
Well,
that sounds really cool. Exciting.
Any more questions, man? from you or from people watching. But yeah, lots to. There's some. Look, I'll point you. There's a couple of really good podcasts that have covered a lot of stuff with the shooter's mindset and Everyday Sniper as well. There's been heaps of information on there. So my knowledge versus some of the guys that have been involved in those conversations is limited. But I can tell you what's the Australian side of things talking about.
Nothing's really popping up to mind just yet.
No? Okay, cool. No worries. Did you have any? You had some written down in your minutes. I know that you.
I had a couple, but they were sort of touched on and covered.
Okay. No worries. You had one. I know you asked before, but you didn't ask it then about what qualifies a match here, like PRS and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So the PRS matches. Yeah, I thought you touched on that, where the PRS match would get qualification for that.
Yeah, so the intention is that almost every PRS match, if not every PRS match, should qualify. Now, there's some work to be done to make that actually viable and some variations that we might have to do. So the first year is going to be a big learning curve to make it all work. But we hope to be able to sort of achieve that this year as well.
Yeah. And to like sort of make it a level playing field, does that mean a lot of the stages have to be quite similar? So then scoring is similar and no, it can be all completely different.
Yeah, it all was different because again, that selection process isn't finalised of how you go. It's not necessarily look in many countries the intention is not necessarily 100% performance based. But performance based is certainly a major factor on it. And you look to any other sport, as I've found out in recent times in doing this, that team selections are often a partial performance, but there's some other factors to go into that, given that it's a team environment rather than necessarily straight individual competition. So there's other factors in there, and that's why those deciding bodies and stuff need to be selected and all that sort of gear to do that. So it's not one person's goal to send their mates or whatever. That's not the goal. So that's why there's going to be a lot more in that sort of setup. You need a lot of accountability. So that's why it's going to take a while to work out exactly how this thing's going to work.
And I guess depending on where the championships are or the finals, in what country would really dictate what sort of course of fire or what sort of stages they would have.
I think I'm finding that there is such a variation in how matches run around the world. And we often look to the videos in the US and that's how they do it, and guys go and shoot there and stuff. But there is so many flavors in different countries, and I think one of the intentions is that at the international match, of course, it's going to take on the host nation's flavor a lot. But I think the real idea is to influence that with a lot of international flavors as well. So I don't know whether that extends to a couple of sort of stages being written by the Australian bloke, or and so you have this sort of
blend or mix
of stages, or whether or not maybe there's just some influence from I'm not sure. Again, lots of details to come. But there's lots of these are things that are on the tables to be discussed and be decided and worked out, and I think that's encouraging. There's lots of things there.
I'm sure as an industry as a whole, and all the companies and manufacturers out there would be loving this as well if they know about it.
I'm sure they do. The news has spread very well, which is excellent. So I look forward to it, and hopefully it'll. There's some other real benefits of being a globally recognised sport that assists in how things go. So good. Anyway,
I think that's for now.
Enough. No doubt there'll be some other questions and bits and pieces. So
I'll make sure I write them down when they pop up to mind.
Would be good. So now let's talk about some guns and things that we do and all that sort of stuff.
Back to us. Come on, what is this?
Andy, did you? Now I'm coughing. What's going on? So back to you. Did you get a gun built? I mean, we've been talking about this for ages for people, and I'm sure if we scroll back, we can find people. For people wanting to try and remember, I don't know the answer to this one yet, but they would we asked people a while ago because Andy gave his barrel and muzzle brake to Ash.
The whole kit.
Whole gun with for the intention of getting new barrel, new muzzle brake, and said, I just whatever's good. Give me whatever's good. What you've got, and. So we took, some guesses as to what it was. There's a bunch of messages, and we promised them some merch. And the reason we haven't delivered on it yet is because up until hopefully what we're about to talk about in a moment, I have not known what the answer is, and I don't know when you found out or if you have found out. So enlighten us, muzzle brake and barrel.
Yeah, right. Well, to be honest, I really only found out myself maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay, good.
So essentially, before I left to go to WA, I dropped him off to Ash and I said, just hook us up with a barrel and a brake and let's see what happens. And sort of left it completely open with him. And I came back and he's like, all right, sweet. So we've gone for a Hardy barrel, 1 in 8 twist. And I have, let's just say I have jumped on the six Creed bandwagon.
I shouldn't get too excited. I haven't talked about what I'm doing. Anyway, sorry, carry on. Carry on.
I'm not afraid to say Creedmoor.
Premature.
Creedmoor.
Say it again.
Creedmoor.
All right, good.
All right, so got the 6 Creed. 1 in 8 twist Hardy barrel. And we've gone with the APA Gen 3 muzzle brake.
Okay.
Now that
is that the one with the little grub screws at the top?
Yep. Okay. It's got the little, you might call them, fine tuning grub screws to control your muzzle lift or your muzzle jump. So it should give a little bit of downwards pressure. Not that I expect it to jump much with a 6 Creed and all the weights I've thrown on my thing, but it's, why not?
Yeah.
And probably the other little thing that I've decided to throw on the end was an EC tuner.
Wow. All right. It's all happening for you.
Yeah. Let's. I don't know how to use it yet.
Okay.
I'll watch some videos.
I think you just turn it around.
Yeah, just turn it around and
just
if you're out in a match with me, just walk up and go drink. Just give it a good spin and we'll go from there. So
good.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up just yet.
Okay.
It's coming. It's not far off at all.
All right. Well, now that I know that, I'm just going to write that down. So, hang on. Does this negate all the guesses because no one guessed that you put an EC tuner on it? So therefore, everyone was wrong.
Everyone was wrong. Yeah. Because you didn't specify the extra thread on the barrel.
Okay. Well, look, I will go back through, and if there is don't jump on now and put a comment in saying Hardy and APA because Facebook date times these dates. Timestamps these words I'm looking for, and that will be we will check out if anyone did manage to pick that combination that isn't named Ash. We will find some merch and send it your way.
Yep.
So
that fantastic.
Or we might just get some more merch printed. Perhaps we should do that.
We should do that. Yeah. Maybe just our faces. Hey. But
no, okay. If we don't want to sell any, let's do that.
Come on.
So no one's going to want to win the competition. They'll be like, I get one of those stupid shirts. Good. So anyway, sorry. You've got a 6 Creed more with a Hardy barrel, with an APA, with an EC tuner.
Yep.
Anything else you can hang off it?
Not hanging off of it, but I've got it Cerakoted, just a nice matte black.
Yep.
And the other toy I had was a 223 Remington in a MDT chassis.
Yeah.
So I got a new barrel on that as well.
Okay.
Hardy again. 1 in 8 twist. So I'm going to try and run the heavier projectiles through that one as a training setup. And I've got that Cerakoted as well. And that's about it really. I didn't go for the full rebuild. Sort of just want to keep running this for a while. Really get back into it, you might say.
Ease into it.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. I think what's left on the card, the next big adventure for me would be a new scope, and I think that's the area that I'm probably
That's the next one.
Yeah, need to throw some cash at.
Very good, mate. Well, I also have a Hardy barrel, but I haven't shot it yet. It's in the 6GT, and as we all know, factory brass for a 6GT is
unheard of.
Not a great story at the moment. So I got sick of that. I have put the barrel. I've greased it up, put it aside. I will intend to save that for when I can get the brass, and I look forward to shooting it very muchly. I've also grabbed the Rainbow chassis, and I have locked that away with the barrel. We put it up on YouTube, and the comments were in line with my thinking as well. I'd sort of almost decided anyway that the rainbow barrel, that's something new. The rainbow chassis can only be shot for the first time with the GT barrel. It would lessen the amazing present I was given if I do anything short of that.
Yeah, you don't want to taint it with with something else,
do you? Creedmoor?
No, not at all.
So I got a Creedmoor. Woohoo! So I got a Creedmoor. I put it in my other KRG whiskey.
Yep.
And so still using the action. So the action's now getting some work, getting bedded in, which is wonderful. Got a Swan barrel with Nick put 6 point Creedmoor on that. I've got it painted safety orange. It's coming out in a video tomorrow, maybe the day after. There'll be a video on it. It is called the Hot Dog. I will let you see the video, and then you'll realise why it's called the Hot Dog. And so that is a new Hot Dog rifle, and it has been wonderful. I put 100 rounds through it. I took it out. I was debating what I do to get this gun up and running, whether or not that be, do I do load development? Do I do all these things? And then I sort of thought about it and thought, well, I've only just got back into reloading after 4 years. I'm refining my skill again. I'm not claiming to be some amazing reloader. I just, I want to sort the fundamentals again with reloading. And so I'm honestly going to go out there. It's been quite a while since I've shot centerfire on any regular basis. Get out there and just shoot and smile about it.
Yeah, fantastic.
And so I went out and I shot some reasonable. I picked a random load, not a random load. I picked a load that was suggested and was within the
somewhat proven.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It was safe. It was proven. It worked for others, etc., etc. And so went out, did that. It was shooting well within an inch, with no adjustment, no tweaks, no anything.
Nice.
Loaded to mag length. That's fine for now. And it certainly showed some promise that there was more there. And shot that at 100, shot out to 1,000, did a chronograph over it. I got a SD of 12.3. I don't. Do you remember the numbers at all?
Not from the top of my head.
Okay, well, good. Thanks for joining in. It was 12.3 or something on those lines, and one of the rounds was way off. So I did the old, the delete the shot trick. No, I didn't. I took the results as they were.
Put your thumb over the hole.
Didn't even bother posting a group. Let's put it that way. But I looked at one, and one was way out from everything else. And if I did remove that, if I were to remove that, it would be down to about 8 for the SD.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is, that's promising. That's where I'd be happy sitting. I also, when I loaded those rounds, I recorded a video while doing so. Bad advice.
Multitasking?
No, I didn't. I wasn't. No, because if I multitasked, I probably would have had an SD of. If I didn't multitask, would have had an SD of 8. But yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I learned, so I wasn't paying attention to the powder quite as closely as I should have been. It was it was still fine, but it was not as fine controlled as I should have. So anyway, I'm going to completely bear that on myself. Shot 50 rounds, did all that. Was happy. The gun was moving. It was good fun. Got comfortable. So felt after those 50 rounds, felt comfortable shooting again, nice. which was enough for me. And then shot a match. Didn't do great, but there's no part of the gun that I can blame for that. It fed smoothly, perfectly.
Nice.
One of my dummy rounds that you use to measure overall length and to cycle, practice cycling with, made its way into my ammo box. So I've got some processes to look at in how I do things. So that was the only cycling, the problem I had where it clicked and the gun doesn't, new gun, sucker, you got to work your mags, all that sort of gear.
Yeah, that's it.
Opened it up after the 30-second timeout and went, nope, it's just got to be more organised at home.
No primer and no powder.
Correct. So anyway, that was embarrassing, but and now I've told everyone about it. So that happened, and anyway, so it's 100 rounds through. It was good.
Fantastic.
I had to shoot the round. I didn't have enough rounds for the match, as it turned out. Turns out I did, but I was very conservative on stuff. Anyway, there'll be a video about that at some point as well, and. Yeah, I'm happy. So now I'm probably going to look into load development. I've picked up a stack of outer edge projectiles. I've spoken to Steve there, and I've got the load data and all this other bits and pieces. So I am looking forward to having a crack on that.
Yeah, the outer edge projectiles. That was a great interview had with Steve there back in the day. He knows his stuff.
Well, we had him on multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, he will be appearing in a few other podcasts soon,
Fantastic.
which is not gun related. No, let's finish the gun and reloading room, and we'll get back onto reminders. There will be tangents.
Yeah.
There will be that part of the podcast hasn't changed.
Yeah, that's it.
So the other thing that's happened is I've got a new rimfire.
Oh,
A Bergara B14, whatever the words are.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the splitting image of the centerfire, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah,
fantastic.
exactly. And so I've got that. I picked it up today. So that is going in a whiskey as well. So I'm trying to keep everything the same, except it won't have an enclosed fore end because otherwise you're well past the barrel.
Yep.
Doing so. So I haven't put that together yet. I'll try and put that together this weekend and get into the rimfire because I've thoroughly been enjoying that recently, and that's I plan to continue on doing that for a little while yet.
Good. I'm going to have to blow out the dust in mine or fix some things on it. I know the magazine release button's broken, but
good.
Don't need that.
10 rounds. If you can't shoot it in 10 rounds, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's how matches work. Yeah. Okay.
But
good.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
I can't wait to see it out there.
So that will be good. And I'm looking forward to running the Bergara guys, having really good success with them. They seem to be working well. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got some magazines ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
And I don't know what happened the other night. Because we're selling the magazines on Projectile Warehouse and sold like 8 in like 4 minutes.
Oh wow!
So I'm not entirely sure what happened at that particular point in time, but it happens.
Well, can't complain.
No.
Getting stuff off the shelves. That's the aim of the game. Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, that's good. So I'm looking forward to looking forward to getting that up and running. And there is something to speak about in the rimfire, but we'll save that for the end.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but I know I should really get my reloading stuff sorted out. I gave when I came back from WA, I was forced into quarantine for a week.
Yep.
Apparently WA had a few cases and blah blah blah. So
you say you were forced into quarantine for a week. This is like the day after we all went out to dinner together.
Yeah, it was a bit strange. I came back and I was hanging out with friends, went out to dinner with you guys, and then we heard on the news, WA or Perth has got a couple of cases, so everyone who came back now has to quarantine. I was like, well, what's the point? But hey, if I'm told to stay at home and I'll get paid for it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So yes.
And then you did, and then you didn't have to, or
yeah, I thought I was released early, but turns out it was only if you were from rural WA. But then, so I think all up, it was only 5 or 6 days.
Right.
Which was nice actually to come back and chill out for a bit and get a fair bit of stuff around the house done. So I've moved the missus to a different room because we were sharing a room with our office.
Okay, so separate beds now.
Yeah, separate beds, separate offices.
Okay, is there anything you need to talk about?
No, we're all good.
Okay. All right, good. Just asking here for you, man.
No, like you gotta sell it. She's got her own space. So
you can have friends over.
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
But no, it really means I can spread out a bit more with my reloading stuff and.
Oh, okay, reloading stuff.
Yeah, reloading.
Good.
Yeah,
just checking.
That's it. And. Yeah, so I need to start pulling all that stuff out, and I've got a whole bunch of 6.5 Creedmoor brass. So I now need to neck down to 6.
Of course.
So we'll see how that goes with all the annealing and then sizing, and then I'll try and anneal it again, and probably have to trim it, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay, well, good luck. Keep us posted with that.
Yeah,
Actually, you got a few other projects on the cards, but maybe we'll save some of them for
trickle them in the next few months. Otherwise,
there's a few other projects that's going on, which is nice. Now my reloading setup is there. I just had word that my stainless steel tumbler stuff is arriving in next week. Yep. So I'll have that up. So we decked out the reloading room. Nothing too flash, but nice gear. Like not very very happy, very stoked with what I've got. T7 press and a Hornady powder thrower and a few other bits and pieces. Nothing super top tier yet.
Definitely capable.
But certainly beyond what I can do for the time being.
That's it.
Yeah, it won't affect my shooting. Let's put it that way for the time being. So that's good. And then the other thing I was alluding to before, we kicked off a new YouTube channel, which is a Projectile Warehouse channel. It's obviously linked to that business.
Yes. Yep.
But we started doing some reloading. Despite me just telling you that I don't really know how to reload anymore, that's fine. I do know how some of the equipment works, so I can certainly talk about that. And we won't go into topics that I don't know anything about yet. We'll get other people to cover those
That's
up.
it. Yep.
But there's another podcast kicked off with Taylor Weesey, who's a member at our club and shoots there regularly, and has recently started his reloading journey for the first time. Rather me recently restarting my reloading journey.
Yep.
And he is a few months into it, loading really well, like making good rounds, good SDs, all that. But there's a whole stack of knowledge that he is, missing and wants to learn, and he's passionate about it and interested in it. So
he definitely is. Yeah.
So I spoke to him about it, and he will. We chatted about it, and he was keen and thought, this is a great way to meet some people and learn more and all that sort of gear, but also to bring listeners along on his journey as he develops and follows interests and do all that sort of stuff. While learning and talking and sharing stories, and he's a bit of a storyteller as well, and he's a good fun lad as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing which path that goes. So check that out. From the Bench.
Yep,
it's called.
That's it. Yeah, no, he has already got one episode up, doesn't he?
One came up, but don't get too excited. It was an interview with me, so it's not going to be too high tier. But he will.
But it does highlight everything that they're going to go about.
We talk about the goals and where the podcast is going to go. So we hope.
Sounds really good.
So anyway, check that out. That'd be good. So particularly, not to say that we'll stop talking reloading here. We'll definitely talk about what we're doing and all that sort of gear. But
and how many cases I destroy while I'm.
and how my SD goes north rather than down where I'm hoping.
And how my EC tuner doesn't do anything for me. So it must be my loading.
You probably really need to load well. It can only fit so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's so we will keep chatting all of our sort of stuff. But if reloading is really something you want to delve into or learn more about, that's the place to go. So look forward to seeing how that goes.
Yeah, I know that recently I mentioned before I've just started shooting a handgun that I purchased.
Oh yes, okay, different world here.
Yeah. Now I don't want to jump into the handgun realm of things too quickly. I sort of got it because why not? Bit of fun,
something else to kick along.
But definitely at the time, my passion, my interest is still with the precision rifle and with rifles. So, I don't want to jump in too quick and then suddenly struggle to do both things. I'd rather keep pushing on with the rifles. But I have noticed shooting 9mm can be rather expensive, as you can punch through like 100 rounds in.
You have a couple 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
You have a tendency to go, they're a lot cheaper, but they're a lot more expensive.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you're cautious with them.
Yeah. So I might have to figure something out, whether I get a Lee auto progressive something, something basic where I can just punch out some 9mm, or do I look a bit further into the future where I have my 223 trainer, so something where I can do a progressive reload on 223 and 9mm. So there's a few thoughts kicking around, but we'll see how we go.
We'll see. We will follow your journey with interest.
That's it.
Yeah, that would be good. And Taylor will have to get you on to have a chat about where your head's at with all of that.
Well, I don't know yet. I was hoping he could help me.
I love your confidence. It's great.
That's it.
Very good. We alluded before about some rimfire stuff that is going on as well. So tonight, moments before we click the go button on this podcast, what are we called now? Precision Shooting Club released the, what was the name? Rimfire Reckoning.
That's the one.
Rimfire Reckoning, which is a match here in Monado in South Australia on the 27th of March, by the way. If you want to come along, you're welcome to.
Yeah, definitely.
But I believe we're both going to have a crack.
We are.
Right.
Someone's got a new Bergara and I've got a rusty 20T. No, it's not rusty.
Yeah.
But it's
well, funny you mentioned that, because I've got an idea. We haven't shot a match together for a little while.
Yep.
The last time we did, we had a wager on it.
It was a run and gun, wasn't it?
It was a run and gun. Oh wow, that's a year ago.
Just about, I reckon.
Yeah.
That was March, wasn't it?
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't realise it was that long ago.
We don't shoot much.
Well, that COVID thing happened.
Yeah,
that was the.
was
You remember that was the weekend as we led into COVID. I think that was the Monday or maybe the Tuesday after that. That was it. We locked the doors,
closed
and
up,
didn't leave for 11 weeks or something. Yeah, that's right. All right, cool.
Back to the 22.
Back to whatever it is we were talking about. 22. So we need to have another wager, I think.
Okay.
We need to do something. So I'm thinking now. We were talking before last time. For those who remember, we don't have the button to talk about the percentages, but I had to get 70% of your score to effectively match your score.
Yeah,
that was because I'd shot so little and you'd shot so much and
sure.
done very well. That was my excuse. It's probably. I'm not saying I'm definitely not saying I'm a better shooter, but I'm a better shooter than I was.
But what you're saying is, I've definitely declined.
You have definitely declined by a significant margin.
Yeah.
You're no longer very good.
No, that's fair. That's a fair point. I know that.
No, I've shot a bunch of 22 matches while you've been away and all that sort of gear. So, I'm willing to relinquish my handicap for the time being, for the benefit of the amusement of the listeners.
Yep.
So that we sit on par. Perhaps because it's been so long, we don't have a par. We don't know where. So we just come into this match as equals, and we'll leave. One of us will be demoralised.
Yeah. I will be.
All right, so
I've got to switch some scopes over now. I think I need to work on something.
Can I shoot? Someone ask the match directors if I can shoot my 2-3 in this.
Yeah, that's it.
Just feel a bit more confident. Okay, so I'm thinking we do something that we would put some sort of wager on it. Now, nothing too crazy and serious because I'm definitely going to lose. So nothing, but. What about, you said your gun was rusty and you probably need to clean it before that.
Yep.
What about whomever loses has to clean an amount of guns that the other person owns?
Ooh, an amount.
Well, this is up for discussion, for debate.
Well, I know you've released quite a few of your collection, but I've definitely held on to mine.
I've still got enough. Still got enough. Yeah,
okay.
Still got enough.
Well, all right. What do you reckon about the... Well, I don't know. Should we go about the 3 or 4 sort of mark?
Well, all right, let's just game this out a little bit. So we obviously got a 22 that we're gonna we would have shot for the match. So
it would have been filthy. So just a boar snake. Yep.
We've both got. We're gonna have to come to some agreements on the level of effort involved in this as well. We've both got a competition centerfire.
Yep. Bit of spit and a boar snake.
Some spit and a boar snake. And a chamber. Good chamber brush.
Yep.
And we both probably have a spotlighting gun.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, my 223 is a spotlighting gun.
Right, so competition, rimfire, competition centerfire, spotlighting gun, and a bonus.
A bonus, ooh.
Bonus
All
gun.
Right.
And it could be any form of firearm.
Anything else, all right.
Anything else. All right, so 4 guns, got to clean them, and we're not talking now. I know that some people don't clean barrels, but chambers always need to be cleaned, and just general wipe down, and probably need to like pull the chassis apart and clean that out, and get the dust out of that, and there's
I'll be throwing dirt into mine for sure.
There's got to be a level of pain involved in doing this.
Yeah, and by the way, we're mixing up all the Allen keys, all the parts you need.
Okay.
Metric, Imperial.
All right. So 4.
Okay.
4 within those categories.
Yep.
I'm gonna make you clean a shotgun. Have you cleaned a shotgun before?
Yeah, boar snake.
All right. So boar snakes are banned. And so
bit of G96 and a boar snake.
Okay, let's here's what we'll do.
I tell you what, you ask Ash how my barrels looked when he pulled them off.
All right, so they'll be better now because I'll have to clean them.
Yeah,
we have to be present for this. The person who wins has to be present and inspect. Now, we're not doing white glove level.
Okay,
not doing white glove down the side level, but. There might be white gloves present, that could be involved, but okay. So some form of good solid clean of 4 guns. All right, you're on.
Yeah, let's do it.
COVID elbow tap thing. Oh, it's too big a desk. I'm just not flexible enough, to be fair. All right, done. 27th of March. We will make sure, Josh, you available? You're going to come down and do that one?
I'll watch anyone clean a gun like that. Is there like a mankini kind of cleaning? Not quite that level.
Sorry, mate. We can't get to your all your dreams in one night. I apologise.
That's a bit disappointing.
But if you're able to film the match in some rivalry with us, and that's a good idea. We should film the cleaning. We should. I mean, that's riveting television or YouTubing.
That's it
for everyone to watch.
I've got a plan. Pull all 4 rifles or guns apart at once.
Yep.
Mix it all up and try and put it back together. Now I know that you got interchangeable chassis and things. So what's the?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. So I guess one of the things maybe if you mess around with this wager, there may be further impositions imposed in future matches. Because I suspect this won't be our only match of the year.
No.
Very good, man. Very good. Well, look, there is lots going on in the precision rifle world. Lots of exciting. So if you guys are sitting there and you're thinking about getting involved this year, or you're planning to get involved this year, this is like the best year I've seen to get involved because there is just so much happening. There's more clubs involved, and we're going to have to get a few guys on the phone to talk about some clubs that are popping up, some new initiatives that are popping up. We're going to get Adam on the phone hopefully in next episode.
Yep.
Lots going on. Lots going on. So, guys, I hope if you're in this precision rifle world, especially in Australia, but wherever you are, there's heaps going on. It's a very exciting time to be involved. And yeah, we're 27th of March. We got the what's it called? Rimfire Reckoning.
Yep.
Yep. And so come and shoot that with us, and we will see how our wager goes.
Yes.
Oh dear. I don't know. I hate cleaning guns. I'll be honest.
Really?
It's like this is why I put up because I'm really hoping I win. I don't think I will, but I'm really hoping I win because I don't want to clean guns.
I don't particularly like it either. That's why I've got bore snakes for everything.
Oh well. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for listening, Andy. We got to do this sort of stuff. How can people follow you?
Right. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Now I should probably remember what they are. I know. I think Instagram is Andy Little PRS.
Yep.
And Facebook is something else.
A Little Precision Rifle.
That's the one.
Yeah. That'd be
That's
good.
Don't be afraid to flick us a message on the podcast or on Instagram if you ever want to get into it. Come up to the club. We'll show you around and.
Yeah. Yep. We'll connect you hopefully with a club close by. There's more and more popping up, which is awesome. Dave says in the chat here, we just go through a couple of the quick little comments. Think about live streaming a few of the stages of the next NRL 22. That'd be awesome, man. It'd be there's challenges with live streaming some matches because of the various platforms we stream on. But anyway, if you can do it, you can do it. That'd be awesome. It'd be wonderful to see. Or you can, in terms of checking what I'm doing out, Impact Dynamics is the easiest one to follow, or Impact Rusty or Impact.Rusty, depending on the Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or all that sort of thing. And we just put up a TikTok that Andy got slapped in the head.
Yeah, so didn't see that coming.
Go and check that out. That is good fun. Very good, Josh. Thanks for hanging about. Thanks for pressing all the buttons for us.
Well, good. Anytime.
Yeah, easy done. And we will see all you guys. Thanks for tuning back in, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast. To continue the discussion, check out our Facebook page. And for more information, head to our website, www.precisionshootingpodcast.com.au. This episode was brought to you by Impact Dynamics.